Welcome back. For part 2 of Fundamentals of Steam and Basic Steam Components, we're going to look at selecting equipment, schedules and outputs, and then documents that we get from the schedules. So let's get started by showing you below the callouts like PRV 1 and 2, you see there's a pink shading, as well as the steam traps, boiler, composed loads, you can see there's no pink shading. If there's pink shading in the program, that means you have the opportunity to select the product. Doesn't mean it's going to make a selection, but you have the opportunity to. To do that, you can just click on the component, come in under Selection tab, and then hit Selected, and it'll give you the lowest size PRV available for that. 4-inch there. Okay. Now, if you want to select all the components at one time in a system, you can just hit this thumbs up button right here. It says Select Equipment. It's going to ask me, do I want to run a Project Examiner? I'm going to say no. And if the pink goes away, you just click on this and see what happens. It didn't go away there. Selection. Okay. There's the pipe. Click on that trap. Move that pipe over there so we can just get to the trap. Okay. So let's see what that trap is. Selection. Flow is above the maximum accepted value. So we'll come in here. I've got 8,000 pounds per hour. Wow. You know that's not going to work. I'll need that from 800 to 8,000 during the break. So let's go to 800. 800 pounds per hour. Now if I hit the thumbs up button, it should go away. Went away on the traps, went away on the PRV, so I can select on that trap, come in, and see what it is. Now if I don't like a selection, I can hit Select Alternate and go in and switch it to like, maybe you want a B-Series inverted bucket trap. Let's see if it makes selection in as a B-Series. It'll actually change the look as well as the selection. And when it makes a selection, let's just click on that. It's got all the, under dimensions and weights, it's going to have the characteristics about that, characteristics, construction type, connection sizes, things of that nature. Now you'll notice down here, it didn't make a selection of the boiler. That's because I didn't go in and I didn't have under selection, I didn't select the type, so let's select alternate. It's got Cleaver Brooks, flexible water tube. Hit OK. So now it's made it. Change the picture. And you go in under the boiler, and there's dimensions and weights, electrical information, as well as the other data that would be associated with that. So now that I have selection of product in a system, now let's go look at the output, what we get from the program. Okay. Now, you don't have to necessarily have your product in a system to do selection. In other words, I could just go grab a trap up here and drop it on the screen and click on that trap. And when I do, it takes me to this key selection data. That means I just have to type in a load of 300 pounds per hour. It has a safety factor defaulted to 1. Pressures defaulted to 15. And then I can just hit OK, select here, and it'll select the trap. One item to notice in the software that whenever you're in a dialog box, and if you don't understand what you need to input or what it's asking for, you can come grab the question mark at the top and drop that down. It's going to say, this is a flow available. Okay? Or come up and grab right there, 15 psi. Entering steam pressure, okay, so steam pressure flowing into this component. So there's online help throughout the whole program just by grabbing that and dropping it down. We never get any questions, what's this for or what's this? It's more, how do I model this system? How do I look at this? So another just tidbit of information there. Just cut that off the sheet there. Okay, our output, what we get from the program. Now, I mentioned earlier, it's very easy to copy and paste and put this into other programs. Okay, so we've looked at that. The other outputs would be, let's come to File, the little button there. Then we'll come to Coordination File Options. We'll have a detailed report, equipment schedule, related documents, And we could actually have everything in both English and metric units as well if we'd like to. Just click on that so we can see that. Hit OK. Now you'll see my drawing now has English and metric units. So now let's come. I need to save this project. We'll save this as project 1 on the desktop. And then I need to come File and open up and look at the equipment schedule. So it's going to open up in Excel, and we'll come over. There's the boiler we selected with Cleaver Brooks. Okay, these are schedules that go on your drawings, because you have the schematic that goes on the drawings, shows the contractor the sizes and how things need to be piped up. The schedules have capacities and information. And then the other thing we put on our drawings, obviously, would be our AutoCAD or Revit drawings, which shows how things fit in the space. Okay, so when we put a drawing out in our consulting firm, those are typically the three things that our drawings are comprised of, obviously with specs too. So let's come over here and look at the steam trap. There's the 2 traps we selected and information about those. When you do projects around the world and you're dealing with people that love metric, it's nice to look at the schedule and look at the English and metric right here side by side. Let's go find the PRVs right there. I selected those as well. One item just to note here, whatever's on your drawing here is going to be scheduled. You can schedule every pipe, fitting, valve, or you can go in the pipes and some of the components and you can turn things off if you don't want to create a schedule. Something might be new or something existing, you can do that as you turn it off. So let's look at next, File, Open. We'll look at the detailed report. This report is just beautiful for just really having everything part of the job. There's the boiler, pressures, loads, electrical, the aerator is just going to have, you know, everything that's in the pipes. Okay, just an array of information of all your project there in a detailed report. Created on the fly automatically. As your project changes, schedules change, the report changes. Next we'll look at here will be the File, Open, would be the related documents. This little feature here, it's going to fill in documents that apply to this equipment. So let's just show you how to get those. File, Download Related Documents. Okay, this interface right here is beautiful. It allows us to go in and download any type of documentation that Spire-Sarco has on their website and put it in your project file. So I could get a 2D CAD file. I could get a literature there, specifications. Let's get some literature there. So next what it's going to do, it's going to go, and it looks like there's 6 different documents, and this could take a little bit of time, but I'll talk while it's happening. But it's going to go out and it's going to find and let me know what's available, and then it's going to come back and it's going to say, based on these 2 different traps you have and these PRVs, these are all the documents that are out there that are available to be downloaded, and then I have a choice and I can actually download the ones I would like to right from the Spire-Sarco website or the other manufacturer's website. One key item which is nice to download, if you noticed on that interface, it's kind of covered up right here by this, would be the ability to download Revit files and CAD files that go in the documentation of Revit. So those are files that are nice to get automatically. Every component, okay, here they all are. So there's all these steam, 2D literature. I'm going to hit, you just see the array of them there. I'm going to hit clear all, because now I just want to download, one literature there. What did I get? I got a spheric charcoal flow thermostatic and a 2D drawing. Hit next. Now it's going to go to the website of the manufacturer and actually download that. Literature sometimes gets fairly large, so it takes a little bit longer. But the beauty about this is I can now have this documentation, and so when the submittal comes in, okay, there's completed now, hit finish. Okay, now let's come in here. I have a little message there, but let's just look at related documents. Okay, well, that one. Let's hit the little arrow. There it is right there. So it's this tray. Okay, so I downloaded that one. There's the 2D file. I won't take time to open that up, but it would open it up in AutoCAD, and then the literature right here would be the literature of that trap. So I can kind of come down here and go through that if I needed to, and look at just things about that trap that relate. So that's how easy it is. Every component, if you notice right here at the bottom, has the ability to download related documents right here. And it downloads them right here, and now that's part of your project, so you can go look at that. And like I say, if this load changes in the system, okay, just change the load counter real easy here quick. Instead of 800, we'll go 1800. That's probably not going to select those traps at 1800, but pink comes back up, okay, and then if I hit the thumbs up button, the pink will go away on some component. It does select those, okay? And now, if I need to, it knows if that documentation still applies to that new selection, okay? And I can go in and it'll download that. So it's just real easy to always be up to speed with that documentation. Those are the what we get from the software. Let me just turn this off here so I don't have both units on there. English is good enough for me. Okay. You know, another simple thing, if I want to just right-click with my mouse, text annotation, I can come in here and just say Steam schematic C, override the font, make that a little bit larger here, maybe make it a 20. Maybe I want to even change the color to beautiful red down here. Hit OK. OK. Now Steam schematic, so I can have a nice little verbiage on there. That's how easy it is to model systems using Steam Design Pro. Analyze, look at them, go in a pipe. So we talked about on the first video, look at pressure drops, velocities, change diameters, up them. I made all this 1,800 pounds per hour on each of those, so obviously the steam pipe diameters are going to be larger now. They're 3, they're 4, they're 6 over here. And just really look at the analysis of it. Now you can always come into the steam pipe and start putting, strainers on here. Okay, just drop them right in there. Really showing that, what you want on there. Here's a little relief valve that would go on that, right? You want some unions on there. Okay, these are minor components. Just that check valve, moves on check valve in there. Just come over here, maybe you want gauge on there. That's how easy it is to do. Now, there's also in here, one last thing we'll close on, is File, Open Example. You can come in and look at parts. You come in under Steam and grab a PRV, parallel right there, under the example. There's a PRV and parallel. I can just grab that and copy that and put that on my drawing over here if I would like it. Okay? And I could hook that PRV in parallel up to my system. It has the unions, the strainers, and all that, the reliefs. Again, I could show that if I wanted to. Or in the software that you receive with Steam Design Pro, File, Open Example, we have detail sheets in here where you can just refer to a detail of a system, Steam right there. It shows more of those hydronic details, steam and hydronic both. So there's some steam and hydronic details that would be hot water, steam, okay? So here's traps, things that would be around a heat exchanger. If you want to refer to a detail and don't want to go to the extent of showing that detail on your steam system. So that concludes this segment. Thank you.